Welcome back to the Anime Alchemist podcast. My name is Emery.
My name is Gary.
My name's Martin. We didn't even say the episode number.
92.
I just want to make sure we change
We
it.
did a good call.
Make
It's
sure the number.
episode 92.
Yes.
92.
Appreciate you guys for listening, whether it's on all those different podcasting apps or watching it on YouTube, Anime Alchemist Podcast. You guys can always watch the video a day early on Spotify, though, just so you guys know.
Thank y'all for 1,000 subs.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
We hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, guys, and we're fucking stoked.
By the time this comes out, it'll probably be old news, but
Yeah, probably.
we're celebrating it now anyways.
Yeah, so thank you to everyone who's listened for the last 2.5 years, which is crazy to say out loud, actually, because we've been doing this for a minute now. But thank you for sticking through us through the hiatus. Thank you for just tuning in and being awesome people. And shout out to Tristan. He comments a lot on our episodes.
Yeah.
He listens to us a lot. So shout out to you, man. You're awesome. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the feedback.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn those notifications on, and let's talk about some anime.
Let's talk about some anime.
Spoiler warning, like always. Okay, so before we get into like some like deep anime stuff, we kind of before our hiatus, we kind of talked about a certain game we were all very addicted to, and it's about 2 months later. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if you got your guys' fix for it or if you guys are still,
I don't know. Whenever we recorded that episode, was I playing?
Yes.
I was.
It was like day
100%.
1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we had barely scratched the
started playing.
surface.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a really good game. It's a really good game.
If you don't know what game we're talking about, Zelda.
Oh yeah.
Should probably say the name of the
Zelda
game.
Tears of the Kingdom
Yeah.
is by far one of the greatest games I've ever played in my life.
Just the fuse mechanic on its own is insane.
Yeah.
Right? And there's only a few ways. I mean, like, obviously people have completely broken the game. But
I was
it's
not ready for that.
It's not bad though.
No, it's,
It doesn't it just enhances the enjoyment of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a drawback. It's like, "Oh, I can do that?"
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. No, the best part about it is like, for example, I'm assuming you're talking about the duplication glitch. Is one of them, right?
Oh my god, the duping in this
Or
game was
just like
ridiculous.
the shield jump
The
glitch.
shield jump glitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many small things that you can do that just make the game so much more fun to play, more fun than it already is. And like my favorite part about it is it's a single player game. You're not affecting anyone else's enjoyment by
Nope.
you duping, a bunch of items and shit like that. Like, no, if you want to play like that, play like that. You're not hurting anybody. And I think that's like the best part about it, because sometimes there's a stigma behind doing glitches
Yeah.
and things like that. And I get it for competitive games. This is not a competitive
Competitive
game.
game,
This
no.
is just an enjoyment game. So
Yeah, well, that's how I approached it on the first playthrough. I actually haven't beaten Ganondorf yet.
me either.
I did the regional phenomenon portion. That was cool. You fight all the big bosses and like the different regions based off of the civilizations, right? And it's cool because like you explore the map, and as you do, you unlock it. And then you get to the point where you have to fight Ganondorf, but it's not really him. And then you have to find the real one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that part. Like, I
Yeah.
won't lie, the depths is a little bit difficult to navigate,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but let me tell you,
huge.
if you're gonna play the game and you haven't really gotten that far into it, try to get the mech. There's a mech. There's a,
Yeah.
a sixth sage,
Mhm.
the Sage of Spirit, and they're down underground in the depths. It was game changing for me. Just having the mech,
Mm-hmm.
the option to bust it out and like climb on it and use it. The amount of times, whenever I got the Majora's Mask and I fought
Yeah.
those Lionels,
Uh-huh.
I fought all of them. I got the mats from all of them.
Me too. Yeah.
It was great.
Nice.
But
Motherfucker used ancient arrows. Oh, it only took me 5 seconds. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You're deleting them from the game.
Yeah.
got rid of them.
Okay, you eat my ass, okay? Like, as a collector, bro, I wanted that item more than anything.
I just jumped
I didn't
on
even
my
give a
mech.
shit about playing the game.
I just jumped on my mech, slow mode, and
Oh,
That helps a lot, getting that airtime or whatever when you're
Yeah.
jumping off of stuff.
that slow-mo
You wanna-
airtime. Yeah.
You want to hear something hilarious?
What?
How did you get into the Coliseum?
Oh my god. You dropped in from the top, didn't you?
No.
No?
Did you go in through the front?
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you have to fight another
the big
Lionel?
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, I
thank
did.
you. I'm not the only one.
It was
I'm
really
so
funny
angry about
because
it.
I had to I was exploring and I knew that it was in that general area. I was down there and I remembered that the Coliseum was also like down in the abyss or in the depths, and I was like, oh fuck, that's where the Lionels are, and that's where you get the Majora's Mask. So I was like, fuck it, I'm nearby. Let me just go ahead and take the time to do it. I go through the front because that's the only way I knew how to fucking do it. But then I saw later on people have been just like flying through up and over into it, and then as soon as you land, it just closes the gates. I went through the front door, so I had to fight an extra one. It was like a gloom fucking Lionel.
The armored, dude.
The armored one. I'm like, damn, this hoe's fucking hard.
And it was
so I had to beat
fully
2 of
armored.
those. Yeah, the fully armored ones. You have to break through an entire shield of armor, and then you can start doing damage on the toughest Lionel there is.
So it was a total of 6 Lionels.
Yes.
Hey, the mats I got though, the fuse materials, those
Yeah,
silver
yeah.
Lionel horns are amazing, and
Oh, yeah,
that's what I duped
absolutely.
the absolute shit out
I
of.
took
Same.
down like so many stone taluses with just a few swipes of my
Oh
sword.
yeah, dom. It's done.
Yeah, I'm always super hesitant. I hate the durability aspect though. It's like I get why they put it in the game, but I personally just find it a little annoying. I think if they could just last a little longer, any of the
Oh.
weapons, I'd enjoy it a little bit
I'll
more.
be honest, I don't even see it like as an issue anymore.
Because you have so many materials to replace it.
I just dupe the weapon, bro.
Yeah, I never got the dupe weapon glitch. I only got the dupe.
Oh, duping weapons
materials.
is super easy too.
I've tried a bunch of different ways in my version of the update, and I can't do it.
So are you on the 1.2?
No, I'm on the 1.0 probably.
Like he's
So-
never
so-
updated
oh,
it.
you
I've never updated the game
No,
once.
so there's a lot of like different ones that work with that one. Like because you never updated, you could actually like dupe bombs and items just by
can do the
like
bomb.
doing like a certain order of dropping.
Yeah,
and
the one where you do
sequencing.
it is like you jump up, you paraglide, and then you hit like X and A or something, B, whatever.
Mhm.
There's one similar to that, but for weapons.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. See, because we updated it. Like, if I want to, say, I want to duplicate my scimitar of the 7,
Mm-hmm.
I have to attach it to another item. Like, I'll typically, if I want to dupe it, I'll attach another scimitar to it. So I'll then have 2
Mm-hmm.
that I can defuse and then go and fuse to other stuff.
Uh-huh.
Right. But you have to throw it at the right time.
Yeah,
and
you
then
showed me
stop.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you load back in, it'll be in front of you, and you can just pick it up. You
Gotcha.
can go to
I do that
Terrytown
a
and
lot.
Yeah.
defuse. I rarely do that because I'll be honest, like I just kind of use whatever weapons I find. I really use the scimitar of the 7s that I have for big boss fights, and I'm really
Yeah.
at the point
Yeah,
of the game
agreed.
where I beat all the big bosses anyways.
Mhm.
So I'm just kind of running around like finding the most OP stuff and like killing it.
Whacking them with it.
No,
'Cause
whack.
I know if I eventually kill enough stuff that's high level, then like it'll start spawning higher,
Higher level
level
stuff.
Yeah.
and be more challenging. So I've kind of like hit that curve in the gameplay where it's like nothing's really challenging. So I'm trying to grind it up to where like stuff is challenging and then also beat Ganondorf.
I went and I think it was after I killed Ganondorf.
Mhm.
I was like, all right, there's one other thing in here that I really want to kill,
What was it?
like the Gliok King.
Oh yeah, I beat that one. Oh my god,
And
have you?
I'm not gonna lie, I dog walked it.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
hard anymore.
I had
Once
like,
you
I had
figure out
the
mechanic.
the Lionel bows. I had the silver Lionel sword.
Did you kill the one in the sky, the King Leok?
Yeah.
Have you done the other one?
There's another one.
The Gloom King Gleok in the depths.
Shut the fuck up. Yes.
It gives you
See, this is why it's such a good game. It's
there's
like,
so
I know
many.
you want more.
Yeah.
I know you want something
What
more
does it give you?
challenging.
one of Link's caps. I think it's either the Twilight one or
dope.
fuck. What was what's
Man,
the other
that'd
game
be
that
so
you can get
cool
the
if
outfit
it was
for?
a Minish cap.
The
I know, but it'd be so cool if it was because he talks.
Oh, I don't know. One of the other.
Skyward Sword outfit.
I think
Well,
that
they-
one. Yeah, I think you can get the cap from that. It's
They
a
have the
cap
Hero of
basically from one of
Time.
his classic ones. Hero of Time. It's the cap of time. I think is what you get
Gotcha.
from it. That's the
You know
yeah.
what would be cool is if you could get like the armor of like the ruined warrior, the ancient ruined warrior. Whenever you're like,
Oh yeah, I want that fucking armor.
that would be cool if it was an armor.
They could always add it as a DLC because they'll get a DLC for it eventually.
I mean, did they do DLC for Breath of the Wild?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did one to because you know how the Master Sword kind of like becomes irrelevant after you make like a 125 power like weapon or whatever.
Mhm.
So what they did in Breath of the Wild was once like you got stuff that was way tougher, the DLC introduced a side quest that you could do to upgrade your Master Sword basically. I personally never played it, but I saw
Neither did I.
other people. I think Robert, my friend Rob, got it. So it lets it be viable again. And it's like a trial basis thing. So you start off at the very beginning with like no weapon, no armor, no nothing except the Master Sword. And you work your way up through levels, gaining materials, and
That sounds fun.
yeah, it sounded really fun. I just didn't want to pay for it at the time because we were so close to
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the
coming
Kingdom.
out.
I was like, I can wait. But I'm hoping they do something similar for this one too, because I will definitely buy that.
I'm not gonna lie though, I haven't quite beat the game. There's still a few things that I have to finish
Mhm.
completing, but like I'm kind of drifting away, kind of losing some interest in the game. It's not that it's not good. It's just like there's nothing to really mix up the gameplay.
For you know.
what I
We
mean?
played it a lot.
Yeah.
I've been
2 months
playing that shit
straight.
ton.
Mhm.
Now, granted, I haven't done like the Sky Labyrinths, right? I haven't done
Oh,
that stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't really
Should.
fully explored the depths.
Yeah.
There's certain things, like I said, I haven't done,
Mhm.
I haven't explored, but I'm starting to lose interest in what that world offers
Mhm.
just because of how long it takes to get where I'm going.
Mhm.
There's a lot of times where I'll find something and I'm really interested in what it is and like how I can interact with it
Mhm.
and like what'll happen. But then you find out that okay, yes, I'm at this location, but this location is only relevant because it's part of something, and I have to go complete a bunch of steps
To
Mhm.
get
to get to
that
the point
yeah.
where I'm at is currently relevant. And it's like kind of hard to do that on such a big map.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of like
It's hard
I
to
feel
do it
like
in
I'm
order.
chasing my tail a little bit.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think one of the best examples is probably like the Tears side quests, you know,
Mhm.
with the memories and all that
that's-
stuff.
That's one that I'm really struggling with.
That one is like I had to look up a video to help me find all of them because I wanted to do that one in order. Imagine finding the very last tier first. You know what I mean? Like you were just exploring around and then you accidentally stumble upon that and you have no context for the storyline of that. And play the game. I don't want to spoil that. So, like it's a very big deal and it's a whole like side adventure / quest that explains what happened to the Master Sword and what happened to Zelda and everything.
Mhm.
So I think that maybe they could have done a better job at figuring out like which ones are first, like so you can do them in order so you get that full story. Because when I stumbled upon it, I think I found the fifth one first or something. Then I was like, oh, this is a part of a whole other thing. I took the time to actually go out and find the order of them so I could watch it in order
Gotcha.
because I personally wanted to.
I'm
Like,
pretty
other
sure I saw Kiko Ho like my second or third one.
people- yeah, when he does the fucking blast thing or the thing.
Kiko.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of videos of people and like TikToks of some people playing through the game because the dragons are around and you could go on the dragons before. So they're like, well, let me do it again. And they stumbled upon the light dragon first without ever having done any of those tiers and seeing those memories. And they're just exploring, walking on the dragon. And then you get to the head of the dragon and you see the fucking Master Sword. You're
It's
like,
just like, what?
oh shit, what the fuck? And you don't even know like the secret behind the dragon or whatever. So he just pulls it out. They're like, what the heck is it doing here? It completely like ruins the build up to it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of the story stuff out of order, and I realize that now. And that's kind of like the downfall or the one drawback of it being an open world.
Yeah.
Is like they can't control the sequencing of stuff without making it feel like like Red Dead Redemption, where you're just going from one objective to another, right? And here you really can pick and choose and do
Whatever
what
you want, yeah.
right? I beat the 5 area phenomenon and want to beat the like fake essence of Ganondorf. Then whenever the scene afterwards, we're all talking with everybody, and they're like, "Oh, you already
Master
found
Sword?
the
Oh
Master
yeah,
Sword?"
they have
Yeah,
dialogue
same.
specifically for when like, oh, you already did my entire reason for being in the game. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you
That
already found the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
The Sage of Spirit?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you already have the Master Sword? Why didn't you say that sooner? I was just like, damn.
Little
I'm
petty.
really doing this stuff out of order.
Like, and actually, but that is one cool thing about the game because it doesn't ruin it. It's just depending on how you enjoy the game the best, right?
Yeah.
Like I went, like everyone said to get Tolan first, right? To get the wind ability because it helps travel. Helps you travel faster. Totally agree. That one's definitely the first one you can get.
I did that too. It was just
Yeah.
kind of the easiest one.
And
to
it
get
was,
to,
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it definitely
pretty easy.
was.
in my opinion.
But then after that, it's kind of like, go do whatever you fucking want. And what I did actually was before I went to the Gerudo Desert to get that ability, I went and got the mech.
What?
The mech was the second sage that I got.
What did you get?
It made the rest
I
of the
went
game
and
a
got the. I
cakewalk.
went to the desert.
You got the lightning ability?
Yeah.
Oh, I went to Doom Mountain. I got the.
You went to the mountain?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
that. I went to the Goron.
That was your
people.
second one?
Yeah, that was my second one.
He went clockwise. You
Yeah.
went counterclockwise. I skipped across. It's kind of the same way on the introductory map too. Like you can go either left, like
Yeah.
you know, you can go clockwise or counterclockwise if you can make it there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's me who fucking flies across without meaning to.
Oh my
we
god.
did it again, but in the actual map. That's kind of funny when you think about it.
Wow. I got off like I literally went counterclockwise
Yeah,
and then I went and got the
that's cool.
yeah. And then I think I got the sword beforehand.
Because
You
I
got the
like
sword before me, yeah.
I killed the I went and got Tolan, then I went and got the Goron, and then I went and got the Gerudo, and then I went and fought the water.
Oh, yeah,
Water
the
one.
temple was.
Oh, the water.
Yeah,
The water temple was cool. That was my favorite looking one.
It was the coolest looking one. It was the most annoying boss.
The annoying boss. I hated that boss for sure. But the temple itself and the mechanic behind it, I thought was pretty decent. I also I think I got the Yiga clan ability, the earthbending thing. I got that before I got the lightning ability too.
Oh my god.
So I had the Tolan wind ability, the mech, and the earthbending stuff all before I got the
like doing the actual story fucking stuff. Oh my god.
I want power. I like feeling overly like strong for the mission I'm supposed to be doing.
If I'm being
we gotta play Pokemon sometime, dog. Because like you just need an emulator where you can grind out a few levels super quick and fast forward, and you can just like bulldoze through the game.
Like dog walk every enemy.
If I'm being honest, I think before like I did like any of the real like calamity events, I was just going after stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I just
Oh, you like the collecting aspect of
Yes.
it. Yeah, I knew that
Yeah.
was your big like
like I
takeaway
just
from the
like
game.
taking all the different gear and being like, all right, now I can go use this
Whatever.
to play any form of aspect of this game.
Yeah.
I haven't even upgraded any of my stuff.
I know,
haven't
he hasn't
figured
even
out
hit
that.
the fa-
like that's the thing is like
with the fairies?
I'm like finally getting into the meat of the game, and I'm like, I'm losing interest.
And you haven't even scratched the surface of the fairies. Like your equipment
That's the
hasn't
thing, there's a
even,
lot of mechanics here.
yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's different. He's going to have a different experience because he didn't play the first one. He didn't even know about those until later on. We knew what to look out for because it's the same world. So we knew about certain things before you did just through having played it.
And they
So it's a
easily
different
introduced the
experience.
fairies like pretty quick in the story of the first game.
And I gotta say, I prefer the fairy method in the first game than this one. I'm not a fan of the band having to bring them to like play. It's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that sounds like a slog, and I don't want to go through it.
Yeah, in the first one, you just paid. You literally just paid them rupees. So it was just a matter of how much money can you save up.
If
to
I was
unlock
the
it.
same in this one, man would dupe and be like, here, take my money. Hell, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, the best part though is when you get the fairy open and you see all the different materials that it needs. It'll be like, how much do I need? Okay, I have that. I'm missing that. I have that, and I'm missing that. Give me like 2 seconds. Go and dupe all the materials that I'm missing. Come back.
Here you go. You're a bastard, bro.
Yeah, well.
I have to go to a whole cave, set up my whole like capturing contraption. Like,
Oh, bro, I don't even set up a contraption anymore. I just like I have a 5-shot Lionel bow, so I use that for duping now. And I'll shoot it in a certain spot, like there. You know how there it like comes up, and then there's that little groove.
Oh,
and
yeah.
There's a part that comes up on the side a little bit, but then it goes back down and levels out.
Yeah.
And then it's like comes up on the side.
yeah, little
I
nice
shoot
little
it
bowl.
like right in that area, and they fall, and they
Oh,
slide
nice.
down to the other side.
Oh,
Yeah, but you don't want to like overdo it, because if there's too many there,
They just started.
they'll start pushing each other down.
Oh,
Right. So I do like 2 shots in that same area, like just above each other. So I'll shoot one right in that area, and then I'll aim at where I shot them, and then I'll shoot like just below, right?
Yeah.
And I'll just walk up and collect all of them because they're sliding the opposite direction, not down towards the abyss.
That's smart. I like that.
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's so much more
I'm not using
complicated.
I'm not using any
Extra.
extra mats or anything, and I'm like that's the annoying part about it is
The
the tech disappears after a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
The Zonai tech, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah,
So,
you're right.
It's just one of those things. It's like when it disappeared, I was like, well, fuck.
Just when it's like, oh shit, I just lost like 10.
And I just
things.
and I just like not gonna lie. Even then, it kind of like a few of them would slip underneath, and I'm just like, man.
I got pretty good about building pretty intricate ones.
I feel bad. You'll have to do all that, and I jump.
Yeah, you're a bastard. All right. Okay.
One last thing I want to say before we move on to talking about actual anime. When I was moving and your bitch ass said, "Martine, I'm so sorry. I think I accidentally updated your game." I was about to kill you. I was fully ready to just
No.
throw hands right then and there.
That's not what I did. That is not what I did. Okay. I found your game and I was like, I'm gonna check out his shit. And so I turned on his Switch and I see right there, update game or just start the software. And I was so tempted to just be like, let's go ahead and just update the software for him so he can be on the same fucking playing field as the rest of us. And then I didn't do it.
I know.
Then we walked out and I told him, I was like, Martine, don't be mad. But I accidentally
At first,
updated.
before you said that though, I thought you like dropped a TV or something like that. That's my first thought because that was all that was left. Didn't you?
Well, I was like, I accidentally updated your Zelda software. And honestly, I think the look on his face was even worse, as if like, I think he would have been happier if I had dropped a TV.
I literally told him, like, Emery, I think I would have been happier you saying that you broke all of my TVs than you telling me that you updated that game, because at the time there weren't other methods of like duping, right?
Not real good ones yet.
And I was ready to beat your ass, man. I was so fucking pissed.
Part of me wishes I did it.
Oh my god. You single-handedly saved the podcast that day. I hope you know that.
By holding back your impulse.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Emery.
Good job.
I might go over and do it one day.
I've done enough of the game that I wouldn't be as mad.
Okay.
And there's more methods now, so.
Okay, fair enough.
Still beat your ass, though, because you're an asshole.
That I am.
So, guys, y'all been watching Jujutsu Kaisen?
Fuck yeah, I have been.
I'm incredibly impressed.
Yeah.
They're showing off, man.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
doing good, yeah. So, as of right now, they're only 2 episodes in for season 2. So, not too much to talk about, but, you know, we're going to keep tabs on it as the show progresses, because it is something we're keeping up with week to week. I want to know more your impressions before anything else, because you don't know what's going to happen this season.
One of the big things that like really has me invested is Geto. You know, like in that first episode, they really established that Geto and Gojo are very similar, right? And they're homies, but they do not share the same ideals, right? Like Gojo views the world as like, I'm strong, so I'm burdened, and I have to deal with taking care of these weaklings,
Right.
right? Where Geto, he's like, we're strong, so we should protect the weak, right? If we protect the weak, then they can protect the people weaker than them and build each other up. I want to see what caused his path to go down the one he's on.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
because he's like in JJK, the first season, in that scene where they're in the restaurant and the volcano dude like is burning
Fuji.
everybody. He's just chilling in there,
Jogo.
and he's a human. That's clear because like she couldn't see anybody but him.
Yeah.
But he's sitting there talking to them. And he's a curse manipulation user, which makes so much sense because like at that high of a level of curse, like special grade curses and everything, for him to be able to be involved with
And
them,
interact with them.
he can literally control and manipulate curse spirits. So this makes sense. What caused him to join cursed spirits, and what exactly is his motivation, right? And then in this last episode 2, we saw Daddy Zenin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry, Papa Fushiguro.
Papa Fushiguro.
What is his name? I forgot.
Toji?
Toji?
Yeah, I think so.
Toji?
Toji.
I could be completely wrong. But yes.
He looks
Megumi's
like a
dad.
deadbeat. He looks like a deadbeat.
Yeah.
He isn't doing shit. He's fucking wearing
Gambling with the horse
he's
races.
gambling. He's wearing like sweatpants and just like
Toji for sure.
sitting around at places, eating and shit. It's like he's not doing anything, right? But I understand he's the mastermind behind the situation with Q and the star religion group, getting them to attack Gojo and Geto to wear them down.
Yeah.
Right?
It's really
This all
smart
makes
on their
sense.
part.
And it does make sense. It's very smart. But like, who does he think he is? There's no way he's strong enough to take on Gojo. I know Gojo's young. They're establishing that. They're like, oh yeah, you know, he can't even do his iconic red that he did casually.
Yeah, in the season
Right.
one.
And they're really expanded on like, okay, no, whenever Gojo uses his abilities, like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, they did a good job of explaining it, and you brought that up actually, Emery.
Because this is what it was like very necessary for like non-manga readers. Is like this whole flashback gives everybody much more context as to how Infinity and the Six Eyes technique work, like hand in hand together for him to be able to do the crazy fucking shit he does. And I'm telling y'all, we've only still scratched the surface on what he's going to tell y'all.
And it is still like confusing, but it's slightly less confusing.
Yes.
If I'm being honest. Like the idea and the concept of itself of infinity and the way he explains it, like I get what he's saying, but it is kind of weird to wrap your head around inability being able to do that. So like it's a fine line of like what the fuck is going on and like Okay, I kind of get it. You know.
Yeah, you can kind of get it, but like it's God bless you.
I see.
It's a very abstract ability, so like there's only so much you're gonna be able to understand.
It's a good word for it. Abstract. Yeah. Mhm. I like how you.
It's like Solomon's magic.
Oh God, don't start.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. It was right there.
Yeah. No, I like what you said though. It's like, who does he think he is? Who does he think he is?
Who
Honestly,
does he think he is?
He's so confident. I
Yeah.
don't like that. I don't like that. And he's like, yeah. Oh, and then they just at the start of this are like, oh yeah, by the way, you two children who don't take anything serious, we're gonna have you protect this very important person. For somebody in our community as jujutsu users, upholds us as a society.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna give that
need
job
you
to
to
you.
protect them, and they're just like, okay,
Master Tengen.
cool,
Yeah.
yosh. Yeah,
Like,
like, they
alright.
don't take it serious at all.
No, they complain about it all the time. Gojo's always like, "Oh, what? I have to protect this brat." Blah blah blah. Like, it's funny seeing how just annoyed they are with the mission. Or at
Yeah.
least Gojo.
Uh,
Ghetto
Oh, God.
kind of
Ghetto's,
takes it seriously.
like kind of, but he's also a punk, so he's like, I don't want to be told what to do,
Yeah.
but I'll take your orders because I have to.
He's the better student of the two for sure.
Yes, he is.
I loved Gojo when he busts into the chapel.
Yeah, that shit was funny as hell. And the fucking
starts posing.
takes off the glasses and everything. And then the teacher runs up and gives him her number.
Like so ridiculous.
I don't even know if that was in the manga, but I
Pretty
love
sure
that
it is.
scene. They're doing really good. And I like
Really
the
good.
animation style a lot. It's
Yes.
different than the first one, but it's an improvement in my opinion.
Gary
really,
pointed out
really
a
like it, bro.
crazy fucking moment.
No, so dude, even in the first episode, like they used references from old material. That scene where they're like blitzing back and forth, opposite directions in that hallway to get it to collapse, and it's like stopping to exist as they're running behind them.
Yeah, they did.
That's an iconic scene, right? And they did that beautifully, right? But with multiple character perspectives.
Yeah.
So that was insane.
Yeah, they play a lot. They play around a lot with perspectives. That's what I've been
Oh,
noticing.
dude, they're killing it with this animation.
Apple loves their
the,
perspectives.
The Gojo and Geto, like them walking, like it was so stylistic.
Yeah.
So stylized. It gave each one so much character. Like you just seeing how they walk, you're like, okay, I know a lot about this person.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. Yeah, you learn a lot without having seen them talk or interact. It's just the way they carry themselves. And it is a very stylistic choice. I actually really like that they do something like that because it's art. And that's why Mappa does such a good job with their shows, in my opinion, because they approach it differently than a lot of other studios. They give it style and flair, and they make sure to be a unique looking anime. You know?
Yeah.
They're willing to add story and context without words. You know, they're really good at that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Also, I don't know about you, I have not seen any CGI.
Oh my god, like
I don't think
almost
so.
none.
Bro,
No, yeah.
bro, that scene where he summons that Shikigami.
Yeah.
Or the curse, not even a Shikigami. He summons that curse and it like comes out the shadow and like flies at that other curse user.
Mm-hmm.
No
the hallway?
CGI.
Yeah. It looks fantastic.
Mhm.
Like
Then he
it makes
bursts
me
through the window.
appreciate that they take the time to
The
either draw it
full
or
animating, yeah.
Yeah.
Drawing
Dude, that
frame by
scene
frame.
where Gojo pulls the guy in,
Oh, that one was
smacks him, they,
awesome.
like,
Yeah.
fall to the side.
hmm
No CGI.
Super
That's
like
clean.
his
That's
body,
all clean animation.
And
like,
those are
falling and like rolling. He and him, like he clicked on it frame by frame. It's just click, click, click of his body.
yeah, it's
rolling.
super smooth motion, and it makes you really appreciate that. Because like that's a scene where you kind of expect to use animation, and it probably
Yeah.
wouldn't have looked bad even if they did use CGI. But the fact that they didn't, and they took the time to animate the tumbling, really, really good. There's attention to detail, like a lot.
a lot.
Yeah, I've been nothing but impressed. I'm genuinely just so excited for each episode, so I could see like what are they gonna do this week? How are they gonna flex?
Agreed.
Okay, so like
That's
speaking
how
of
it be with One Piece, though.
good animation. Okay, but so like today's like the 2nd of wait, no, it's not the 2nd of August. This is when this is coming out. It's the 2nd of August.
Is this really coming out the second?
Yeah,
of
August 2nd.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
What's
we're
today?
midway through July. It's July 16th.
Okay, and so we sat down to watch the first 2 episodes of Bleach,
Right.
right? And that animation was so damn phenomenal the bunny lord thought we were sitting down to watch a movie before recording this podcast, and we had explained, oh, that's not a movie. That's just the first episode of the second core of Bleach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck.
She was so impressed by just like the couple scenes she saw. Like that really says something because she doesn't watch Bleach.
No.
There's no really interest in it. That's totally fine. Not her style. The fact that she can look at it and appreciate that it looks like a movie says a lot about how they're doing this season and the last season too, in my opinion.
Hopefully it'll draw more people in
Hopefully, because like
to watch the early parts too.
yeah, like for more people to watch, it got Sam to start watching it. You know, like I've been talking to him about it, and he's interested, and apparently says that he's enjoying it so far. And hopefully, if it does really well, because I know that the manga technically didn't like end; they just never finished the Hell arc, right? It'd be great to get a continuation of that and maybe more story because it seemed really interesting. And if it does really well and it makes the money, it's good for everybody. Good for the businesses making it and good for us fans that want more Bleach content because it's clearly doing really well. And I think we've all been enjoying it a lot.
Like anybody who's not enjoying Bleach right now, you just clearly have not watched the other stuff.
Yeah, if you're jumping in without knowing any
Any
context,
context?
that's a weird way
Yeah.
to watch it. Like, don't watch from here. You're not going to appreciate any of it.
You know what I will
If
say?
you're just trying to get into the community and you want to be a part of the group of people watching it currently and it, like part of the discussion, go watch a video on YouTube.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Go get caught up. Like there's people out there who make
Yeah.
that content because they love the show. Just they want more people to be caught up with it and watch it. Go do that.
It's so
I'm not gonna judge.
Yeah, do what you want. But, you know, at least have some context so you can understand what's going on.
So you can appreciate it.
I'm positive we said it at the beginning, but I'm just gonna reiterate. Spoiler fucking warning. Uryu is the fucking new heir to the Quincy's.
That's insane. And
What?
it makes me think back. I asked
I didn't
you
see that coming.
specifically. Not
I mean,
really, no.
kind of,
From
but
the
like,
last season.
Not that he was going to be the next heir.
But he was like figuring all this stuff out, and it's like very hidden from him. And then like you find out like, oh, his dad knows about stuff, and he's keeping it a secret too.
Yeah.
And like he's trying to stay disengaged from them.
I wasn't surprised that he joined the Quincy's and like is going to be fighting on their
gave
side.
up his Quincy abilities, remember, and gave them to Uryu.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that
yeah.
like he's a human.
Right.
He's a Quincy without Quincy powers.
Yeah. And I think I just the sheer fact that he is all the way like there's a lot of other Quincy's there now that
Yeah.
we've seen these two episodes. There's a lot. So for him to kind of just be all the way brought up to like his next heir, you can see why everyone was kind of like, hey, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
But there was
they
also
kind of
characters.
they did kind of
saying.
explain it that
Yeah.
like he's technically the only really living Quincy. Like the rest,
No, he's the only Quincy who has survived in what was it, an Icewalla
oh yeah,
or Eisenwa?
mhm.
I'm assuming it's like some type of an annihilation or war. Like we haven't gotten context for what it is, right?
Yeah, for what happened.
We don't know what happened. We just know his mom died and he didn't, and that was a phenomenon.
So we're gonna learn more about that, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, and I like that they're diving into the Quincy history too, because that was a really cool faction of the universe that never got explored too much in
Yeah.
like the original stuff. You know, it was like brought up at the beginning to introduce Uryu and his abilities, his dad a little bit, and like grandpa or whatever, and then we just dive right into the Soul Reapers, the Arankars, all that, the Full Brain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like all these different little factions, I guess. And yeah, no. I'm very like they definitely deserve to have an entire story in history because clearly they're important. Like they have a whole history with the fucking Soul Reapers and
Soul
Captain
Reapers
Yamamoto.
annihilated them in the
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very much enjoying this, and the fucking animation has just been godly every single time. And that scene with Soifon,
Yeah, Suifon.
when
Which-
she
Where she used her Shikai,
Yeah.
like the pinnacle. The fact that they were doing that, they were like, all right, we can't get our Bankais back, but let's train hard as fuck with
train
our
hard.
Shikai and try to like bridge the gap between what we could do with our Bankai and our Shikai. And like, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
For real.
They're having to
I'm
think outside of the box, so it's really cool. Same with Hitsugaya and Rangiku. Them working together, really smart on their part.
That was dope.
Granted, he's getting bodied right now, but Quincy's are strong.
Quincy's are really
They're
strong.
really fucking strong. Like, I was expecting a little bit more of like a, tug of war, but no, they're kind of just like, oh, let me try a little
Well,
bit.
they're also in a universe like they are not part of the Serite, right? And the Serite itself is made up of Reishi,
Mm-hmm.
and Quincy's can control,
They use it,
manipulate,
yeah,
and
yeah.
use Reishi. So that's just a battery sitting there
Oh,
for them
that-
to just
yeah.
fire off attacks without any worry.
Mm-hmm. And how they were explaining it was that the Quincy's hide in like the shadow realm essentially of the Serite, like the flip side of it basically.
Yeah.
It's like the upside down of the
Upside
Serite.
down, yeah.
And then they just brought it to like either brought them to the shadow side or they came into it and took
They just
over.
kind of like
I don't know how the fuck they
brought
did
them
it, but-
together.
Yeah, they essentially merged it. Yeah.
What's his name? Hashido,
fuck.
the creepy scientist.
Oh yeah.
Kurotsuchi.
Kurotsuchi. Dude, the
How the
fact
fuck did I remember that name?
That was
I don't know,
impressive.
impressive. The fact that he was like, "Oh, well, y'all did that dark shadow shit. Well, I figured out how to use light.
Light bulbs, motherfucker.
You know, two sides of the same coin. You can hide in the darkness. I can hide in the light. What's up?
What's
Fuck
up?
It's just a
And the
dumb
dude
way
is
to fix it,
literally
but it
like-
works.
Yeah, I don't think I want to fight you. I'm a dip.
That was smart on
Yeah.
his part. He's like, dang, that's a little smart. I wasn't prepared for that.
Like you're smarter than anybody kind of anticipated. So
Mm-hmm.
that's-
I'm gonna leave. It's like, oh, you're not coming after me? It's like, no, go ahead. I'm gonna prepare more. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I shouldn't leave you.
this is what happens when a Batman fights a Batman.
Yeah, low key. They just don't want to fight each other.
Rap time.
Yeah.
So
So there's only 2 episodes, not too much to talk about.
Yeah.
But
I'm really excited for what's more that's gonna come out.
me too. This is gonna be a very good season. So,
What?
okay, pasta. What? Did you give me that attitude?
That's what happens.
Do you still have Pokemon Go downloaded?
Yeah, I re-downloaded it. So I went to New York.
Uh-huh.
That was awesome.
How did that go? Yeah, tell us about that.
It was awesome. First time on a plane. It was, yeah. That was cool. It was cool. It was cool. A little scary, but
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. New York was awesome. Yeah, long story short, I re-downloaded it while I was there and caught some Pokemon. 'Cause I was like,
I mean,
if
the
they have
distance
it,
at the very
if they
least, you
have
know.
Yeah.
it, I can bring some back.
Yeah. I only ever downloaded to show people what I have just to prove a point and then just delete it again.
I usually do the same thing.
Like, here's my quick flex, like,
Here's
hey,
my flex.
I played the game, but fuck this game.
Like,
Yeah.
I played this game
And like,
look,
trust me, I played it.
like I'm shitting on you and you're still playing. I'm just saying. But,
Yes.
You know,
You're
good
still
one.
playing, and like that's what you got. Well, hold on, I don't play anymore, but this is what I had.
I stopped playing.
Game was a
2019.
fucking disease. I can't believe I played that
Jeez.
much. It was fun when it was. When like at the heyday, whenever all 3 of us were
Mhm.
playing, good times.
Yeah, very good time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was like our first year living
Yeah.
together too. I remember that.
I miss those.
I think the last Pokemon I had caught before going on the trip to New York was in 2021.
Wow,
Damn.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and it was a shiny.
Oh, good. I don't remember the last shiny I got. That's why I stopped playing that stupid fucking game. It doesn't reward its hardworking players.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
One Piece. Are we gonna talk about One Piece?
We can, especially that
The
one.
last one was pretty important, I would say.
Like,
You like had just watched it last night, right?
and I like the first note I want to make, and because it's like honestly my favorite thing that I noticed is the way they're animating Kaido is so much fucking fun. Like he looks so cartoony. It looks 100% like if Maximilian Pegasus got his hands on him, put him in the
Toon World.
fucking Toon World book, popped his ass out, and like that's what he got.
Yeah, but it looked good.
It
too.
looks so good.
It was
Yeah.
again a stylistic choice,
Yes.
but it works because it's One Piece. It's the only anime in the fucking world that could pull off making that scary of a dragon character that goofy and scary at the same time. So fucking cool.
And it's great because I was like, it plays well with like him being drunk still.
Yeah. I didn't get to watch the episode, but did it do that scene where he was like doing the flirty drunk or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
Oh damn, I missed it. I was waiting for
It
that.
was really cute, actually. he was blushing and everything.
He's like, stop it.
Yeah, and he's still getting fucking slammed.
Yeah.
And it was nuts because he like straight up ate Luffy.
Yeah.
Took him up into the sky, spit him out, and then was just like, yeah, guess what, buddy? Fuck you.
Oral breath.
And then shot him straight down. I was like,
Dude,
oh.
the fact that Luffy was sitting there blocking it,
Mm-hmm.
and then he jumps out the way, has to switch forms. No,
Yeah.
he switched forms to get out the way.
That's right, yeah.
And then had to fly all the way back up there. I can't imagine, like, he, before that, said, like, oh, this is my final fourth gear.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to fly all the way back up. I'm just like, man, the amount of energy
He's
that
expending.
He's
probably
burning through
took
right now.
just to get back to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, yeah, he finally knocks Kaido out of the dragon form, but, like, Jesus, it was a slog just to get him back on the ground.
It really goes to show how much of a handle he's gotten on Gear 4 too. Like, remember back in the days where he could do it once, then be out of commission for like the next 10 minutes or something, and then he could maybe do it again. Now he's going back and forth from Snake Man to Bounce Man and everything,
Now it was crazy.
and not feeling the side effects, of like getting burnt out or whatever until he's spammed that at least like 3 or 4 times. Like that's
He was
crazy.
straight up trying to grab the
Air.
coming
Yeah, I
out of
forgot
him.
about that. Yeah.
Like he got knocked out of Gear 4th Bounce Man into Snake Man, essentially. Which was
Yeah,
that was
kinda
kinda-
scary. I was
yeah.
like, oh, fuck.
Like, dude, Kaido is a monster of
absolutely.
an enemy. The toughest opponent I think he's had in God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, actually, I did want to ask you guys this because I saw it on Twitter and it was like a One Piece discussion. Who do you think was Luffy's toughest fight in the entire show? Like, now that you've seen a good chunk of Kaido versus Luffy.
Katakuri.
Like before the time skip?
No, just in general from the show. What do you think his toughest fight was?
That's a hard one.
Luffy versus Don Creek.
Don Krieg? Really? Why do you say
he
that?
had to get past so much like bullshit just to be able to damage him. He'd punch him and it hurt his fist.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't a hard fight. It got taken down in an episode.
But it was a hard fight.
What is yours? I'm curious to see what
Still
you
Katakuri.
still Katakuri. I say
That wasn't a genuine one. I'm beaming on you.
okay. I was about to say Gary. Was like, if that's what you're pulling, okay, interesting.
No, pre-time skip, I'd say Moria.
Moria's a
Is
good.
Moria
It,
was
it took a minute, yeah.
because they were fighting.
And
He
it
was
took
fighting
all
him
of
for
them.
a long time.
Yeah.
And then in the end, like he had this massive form, and Luffy, being buffed by all this stuff, still was only barely able to take him down.
Yeah, yeah.
If we're saying now, like currently,
Mm-hmm.
Katakuri then Kaido.
Yeah.
I have thoughts on that. I'm gonna say Magellan was his toughest
Oh, bro,
fight because it's the only fight that
he
he's
could-
lost
no.
and did not
He
win.
won.
He did not.
He
win.
won.
No, he did. He did not.
escaped.
No, I'm
No,
saying
that
the
was
fight.
a fight between a warden and a prisoner. The prisoner escaped. He won.
No, but I'm not talking about the fight of like getting to escape. I'm talking about like straight up fight.
Him, he would have died.
Yeah, no, he did essentially almost die. Like that's
Oh,
the
he
one
did.
that
If
he.
it wasn't for Ivankov, he would be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah. So that's like, in my opinion, what constitutes
Man.
his toughest fight because it's one that he never got to win and never got a rematch on to prove himself or anything like that. Obviously, right now I think would dog walk Magellan, but at the time that was the only one that he's lost because he lost to Crocodile but came back a couple times and won. He honestly, the Arlong fight he just wasn't really even trying up till then.
Luffy came back and won the war, not the battle.
And with Katakuri, obviously, like that was probably one of his toughest fights. But I'm still gonna argue that Kaido is a tougher fight for him than it was for Katakuri because Kaido has now officially knocked out Luffy 4 times.
Damn.
You know, Luffy literally in between rounds with Magellan had to fight to survive. I think you're right. I
Right?
think you're right. Magellan's probably the toughest one.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the comments were saying.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good fucking point. Like,
was a-
I was just
Mean
thinking
fight.
about like how broken Luffy was and how hard he had to strain himself in that
Mhm.
last scene against not Magellan, but Shadow Fruit user. What the fuck
Moria.
is that? Moria.
Moria.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You know, he uses gear second and gear third and does
Yeah.
like the jet shell, right?
Yeah.
And that's like one of the few times, if ever, we've seen him use both at the same time. And he even knew, he's like, guys, I'm gonna strain myself.
If I keep doing this, yeah.
So like, y'all gotta pick up the pieces afterwards.
That is the only one that he needed the entire Straw Hat crew to defeat Moria at the time. I don't know like how much more he could have done on his own in that situation. So that could have been a contender for a toughest fight because he didn't win it by himself. He won it
That's
as a group. It was like the Straw Hats beat Moria, not
yeah.
Luffy beat Moria. So that's another one actually. If you could argue pretty fairly that was his toughest one because he didn't win it on his own. He had to have help.
Yeah, well, Moria was kind of cheating, trying to pilot
True. Yeah, Moria was kind of a
oars.
yeah. Yeah, no, I wanted to see what y'all's opinions was because there's been so many fights now, and we're so deep into the Kaido versus Luffy.
Well, Kaido versus Luffy is definitely the hardest one so far.
Yeah, fucking 4 KOs. That's impressive on Kaido's part, man. He knocked him down. It's that meme, like, on God, this motherfucker's cheating. And he's like, God strike me down, but that motherfucker's cheating. I love that meme.
That scene where they're right about to like go at each other and like kind of how everyone was talking about the cartoonish animation of Kaido, like it picks up with him smiling. It's that perspective of them talking to each other and their faces animated.
Mm-hmm.
They did such a good job. Like Luffy, you know, he's talking, he's like looking down and like looks up, and it's that perspective, right? And then straight into the combat.
Yeah, that was.
And
really
I know there's impact frames, and he didn't let me see one of them. But I know there's impact frames. They were cool. The first one was like gear second, him doing gear 2nd, and then the third one or second one was gear third, and then he didn't let me see the next one.
The next one was gear fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I didn't get to see the ones after that.
I'm
But
just trying.
It was cool. It was cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The what happened when that clash happens though?
It's bullshit.
Absolute bullshit. Interference.
I have so many questions about
What questions do you have?
CP0
Mm-hmm.
and what they've got going on.
Why was that necessary?
Because the government said so.
Well, they want to erase Luffy. I understand that. I get that, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that this man had the balls to jump in that kind of fight at this level.
Oh, he's risking his fucking life for the
He
mission.
jumps in and just tech high and is holding Luffy's arm so he can't throw that punch. That's crazy.
And it was an exact like mirror to the Odin fight with Kaido too. And I love how they included that flashback in the middle of the swing too. Like when you showed me that scene and the look of just despair on Kaido's face. He's like, no, like not again. Cause this is important to him.
It is.
This is one of the best fights he's ever had in his life. And it's essentially giving him a reason to live basically. Cause he wanted to kill himself at some point. We knew that from before. And this is like to him finally a challenge, like something fun and
Something
worthy of his
life
time.
purpose, yeah.
Yes, and the fact that it's being taken away from him at the most pivotal moment too. They animated like his expression really well.
Really well. I could see the pain, the sorrow, like the
He looked like he was worried for
disappointment.
Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
after he hit him, his face looked like, fuck, I hope he's okay so we can keep fighting.
Honest, yes.
And
It's like fuck.
I love that.
Yeah. It's such a small detail, but it makes Kaido such a good character. Like that's what separates him.
Like, all right, like, are you okay, little buddy?
You good? Do you need a water break?
Get up, come on.
No.
Don't be done
I'll
yet.
get
It's-
somebody to get you some meat.
Oh god. It's
He needs
moments
some
like
milk.
that really separate him from being like a fucking meathead of a villain to some character that actually has depth to him, you
Yes.
know? Like it puts him on the same boat as like the Katakuris and the Doflamingos of the show.
Yeah,
They're not evil for the sake of being evil. That's who he is as a character, but he's an honorable fighter to a certain degree. And let me make that perfectly clear because he's not a okay person. Like,
No, he's not.
he's not looking for a fair fight, but at that point in time, that clash,
Don't interfere with
do
it.
not interfere with that. That's like two warriors essentially fighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I liked how Kaido was drunk, and he's like, "Oh, that's how you use that ability? Okay, like this." Drunken thief, and like starts mimicking. Like he really does truly love and enjoy combat.
Yeah.
Right? He's from a generation that probably sat there with nothing to do but fucking fight each other.
Yeah.
All day.
Like you had said that whenever they shown him like drunk the first time, that like 100% fighting Luffy, getting drunk and just fighting is like nostalgic for him.
Mhm.
Probably did that with Big Mom and Whitebeard.
Yeah,
You know, probably challenged the back to back a bunch of times back in the day. So like getting this moment to be like, fuck, like kid, you're like making me break a sweat, like you make me feel something like this.
Yeah, that's bringing me back to like, you know, the prime of his youth, probably, you know?
Yeah.
Like they don't make him like they used to no more.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't. Well, Big Mom, you know, when she went down, she was cursing Roger for driving more kids out to the sea.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Right? I thought that was cool too. It's like after Big Mom gets taken down, a little more character for Kaido. Is like, oh man, she got taken down. He's upset, right?
Yeah.
And
They've
like,
known
they
each other
had
for
that flashback.
years.
That a little flashback of her was
She's
like,
talking about how old are you, 15? And I love how like you don't see him. It's just like his perspective.
Yeah.
Right? These little like clearly in that moment, like these are the little memories that are coming in. I love that. I love that.
It's
Like
just
I never would have
feeds his
thought that
character.
Big Mom was like his guiding force in the scene.
yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he respected her because she was older than him. She brought him on, essentially, you know, and I don't think she, like, you know, cared for him, held his hand by any means, but it's like an older figure that you semi-look up to, at least when you're first joining.
Loki
that
was
group.
kind of her Shanks.
She said that she was going to
Shanks.
become like the essentially the King of the Sea, you know, Pirate King.
Yeah.
And then we see Kaido later on, you know, after everybody disbands, talk about he's going to be Joy Boy. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like he even respected her to a point where he was like, all right, I'll leave Pirate King because that's what you want to do. I'm going to go fulfill this other role that's supposed to be out there.
Yeah. But it worked because they did agree to work together to get the One Piece. Like, okay, like he clearly, yeah, you're right. He didn't care about being the Pirate King.
Yeah.
But he did have an ulterior goal that could have been accomplished
One Piece.
by finding the One
with her.
Piece. Yes.
You know, that's something that's really cool. Like that's I very much like it. You know, it's cool to see they had ambitions, but then back to reality, like Luffy said at the start of the fight, I don't care what your ambitions were. Like, all I know is at the end of the day, if I lose this fight, the people in this country are going to continue to starve.
Even more.
Yep. And that's why I fucking love Luffy too. He doesn't do it because he thinks of himself as a hero. He does it because the things that are important to him are his friends and food and enjoying life and being free. And Kaido is single-handedly affecting all of those things. So he's like immediately clashing with what Luffy regards as the most important things. So obviously he's going to do everything he can to stop him. It's not because he thinks of himself as like the hero to come save the day. Like, no, he's a pirate. He knows very well that he's a criminal, but he chose that life for a reason. And he knows he does what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And what he wants to do is save those people at that moment because, you know, nobody deserves to be oppressed like that. You know what I mean? But it's not because he feels the
pirate
need
way.
to do it. It's because he wants to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's Luffy is a pirate because that you are the most free, right? You can go and you can help people and you can do nice stuff, but you're not forced to, right? And at any point, you could be like, okay, so yeah, save your village, but we're stealing all the gold. We're pirates, like
Yeah, he took the gold from
you know,
Skypiea, remember?
like you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like he's not doing like taking down all these other people like out of obligation. It's out of free will.
Yeah, and like I think maybe we'll figure that out, or maybe that'll be a very important resolution point at the end of the series, because how Garp always didn't want him to be a pirate, because the typical pirate goes and pillages like, you know, towns and steals and kills and stuff like that, but Luffy's never been that pirate. But he is still a pirate by definition, so maybe they'll realize like, okay, like these pirates aren't all bad, just like the government is not all bad. Most of it is
good.
bad, or all good, yeah. And that's a very common theme. There's no strictly good or strictly bad. There's a gray area in everything.
Mingo said it the best.
Do you think Akainu is going to end up being an ally for us? It's like,
I
'cause
fucking hope not.
he is so against the Gorosei, and like he doesn't want to live, like he's insubordinate as fuck. and he wants to know what's going on, I'm sure, right? Like, he's not dumb. If there's secrets, he wants to be a part of it, right? Do you think he's petty enough to be like, man, if you're not going to tell me your secret, I'm going to join the other side
How pissed do you think he's
so I
gonna
can find out?
he's gonna be when he finds out, like, yeah, you know when, like, that big war happened and you basically had Straw Hat in your hands? Turns out
He was
yeah,
really important.
he was really important, and actually killing him would have saved us a lot of fucking time and energy because of this.
Mhm.
It's just like, what? Why would none of you guys tell us that sooner?
It
Like,
seems
wait,
like
I
something
would have.
they,
I
it seems
would have
like they don't
killed
want anyone to know
him
that.
before I killed the ace.
But then that leads to him questioning why is he so important. The Gorsei and the world government do not want even like the highest officials of the government to know that Luffy is important or that devil fruit is
CP0
important.
knows about it through rumors.
They
through
and
myth.
they just their job is to follow orders and not question. So they're kind of the only people that
Gotcha.
can do that job.
That
He
and-
could never let the admirals know that like this is a big deal and we need to take out the tribe, because then they start questioning why, and maybe the secret behind why is a reason enough to make the admirals question their loyalty to the government. So that's probably why they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's how I think about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's so complex. I can't wait to find out more about like what it is, why is he important?
Well, One Piece is on a 2-week break, so you're going to hear about that more later on at some point. They're going to be episodes directed by Megumi Ishitani.
Oh,
so
the
I'm
staff list
actually
is
extremely excited. Yeah, the staff list.
So appreciate y'all listening.
Like the man said, appreciate you guys for listening. It's on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and video on YouTube every Thursday. Alchemist out.
Alchemist
Alchemist
out.
out.